We as Wheaton are really excited about doing this project with the Conservancy and the Polish Center. I think what this will do is take cancer care in this marketplace to the next level with truly the beautiful healing gardens that you're seeing behind us and the walking trails and everything else. So we as Wheaton are thankful for the board and Mike's leadership in providing this opportunity for us to partner with great organizations. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to John to give a little background and history for us. John?
About 8 years ago, and it was without any independent consultation, Wheaton Franciscan and the Polish Center of Wisconsin put up landmark buildings on opposite corners of the same property. This was not planned, but what turned out was a synergy that led us to where we are today. The Polish Center owned 46 acres of land that begins right here, to your right, woodland and wetland, and a lake that plunges about 35 feet at its deepest point and is a remnant of the glacier. A big block of ice was buried here when the last glacier retreated 10,000 years ago. So that was the Kopmeyer family farm going way back to the 1880s. Wisconsin Ice and Coal was their company, now known as Hometown. And it was given to the Archdiocese of Milwaukee back in 1955 as a place of R&R for the Archdiocesan priests. So people call this Priest Lake if you're above a certain age in the Milwaukee area. And that was sold ultimately in the late 80s to the Polish community, who put up that gorgeous landmark building on 68th and Rawson in August of 2000. Barely a year later, Wheaton Franciscan opened the Reiman Center for Cancer Care just off to your left here. So you have two bookends on the same property. Both of these organizations have deep roots on Milwaukee's south side, and it was in Franklin that they discovered a new convergence of interest came together again. The Polish Center wanted to pay down its mortgage to create a resource for the entire community, and certainly to preserve the land from development. That was a fear, that you'd have all these high-priced condos and McMansions ringing the lake. They did not want that to happen. Wheaton Franciscan had already pioneered on this site a holistic, patient-centered approach to cancer care, and Wheaton Franciscan wanted to go one major step farther, as Dan said, a new level of cancer care in this region. And that was to create a healing garden that would make maximum use of the natural setting that begins literally outside the windows of the Cancer Care Center. So in 2003, Wheaton Franciscan and the Polish Center came together to form an independent, nonprofit, 501c3 new entity called the Conservancy for Healing and Heritage. That is the group that bought 36 acres of the Polish Center's land and plans to develop a two-part resource here. You have or you will take the tour of the site of the healing garden. That will be for cancer patients, both in the sunny portion and in the woods. And in the rest of the property, a network of trails that will ring the lake like an emerald necklace. And along those trails will be gazebos, overlooks, what they call in Poland the kaplica, the little wayside shrines you see everywhere in the Polish countryside. And that will be an amenity for everyone, birders and joggers and hikers and everyone from the entire community. So the centerpiece will certainly be the healing garden, controlled by Wheaton Franciscan under a permanent easement. And what it offers is for the people being treated to take their treatment close by in the calming presence of nature. The entire setting will be enhanced by running water, amenities like quiet family spots, fountains, and plantings that are planted to reflect the changing seasons. So that is a vision for an exceptional piece of property. And I think you have to look at this in the context of where we are today. Cancer has or will touch most of us in this room. And that will become more and more a reality as lifespans get longer and longer. And certainly healing gardens have become a new way of approaching cancer treatment. And study after study shows why, going back more than 30 years, it shows that contact with nature shows that patients who have first-hand contact require less pain medication, maintain more hopeful attitudes, and simply heal faster. This is not just an amenity, not just something nice. This is healing. This is medicine, good medicine here in the woods and in the open area to the south. The reasons, I think, are pretty obvious. Direct contact with nature reminds cancer patients that they are neither pincushions nor guinea pigs, but human beings who are part of the larger cycle of life. And what could be more natural than to be immersed in the world of green and growing things, part of that world and not divorced from it? What could be more natural than flowers rising in the summer or leaves falling in the autumn? So this, I think, is an idea whose time has come, and a win-win-win for cancer care patients, for Franklin certainly, and for the entire community. And we will...
Because this is a great opportunity for a healing garden. Many healing gardens are fit into places. They're fit into the urban fabric in a hospital in an urban setting, or they're maybe on a lot or a rooftop. But here we've got a beautiful outdoor setting of a mature woods that a lot of you have already seen, and it allows us to do a number of things. First, it allows us to break ourselves into a healing garden, and also the education trail, which is the first thing that I'll hit on. We're on Cutmeyer Lake, and the trail will go all the way around the lake with connections right where we came up, and then connecting back to the Polish Center behind us, and all the way around. And what Marguerite's got set up are a number of different kinds of trails being sensitive to the environment. Some trails are already ready to walk on, so those will be mulch trails that are to remain. Some areas we just need to clear a little bit of small growth and stabilize the soil. Other areas we need to get a little more aggressive and do some stone. And then part of the trail is going to go over the wetlands to the east, and so we're going to build a boardwalk there to preserve the wetlands and give people an experience right in the middle of the wetlands. And then all the way along the entire trail we have outlook platforms in different areas, seating areas to stop and rest, take a look at nature. We have a number of covered gazebos throughout, and then we also have what are called wayside shrines, which is a cultural heritage from Poland, and we'll be spreading those around the trail as well. So we're very excited to do that. So we have a lower trail that goes all the way around, and then it connects to an upper trail, and the reason for that is the lower trail is a little more challenging, some steep grades. You need to be mostly mobile in order to do that. So we also have an upper trail that is much more flat, easier to manage, and also connects back to the healing garden. The healing garden itself will also then have two parts. The first one is the sunny area, and the best way to describe that is it's kind of the area that we're in here, but just to our west. I think Marguerite sketched some areas out on the pavement there. So we're able in that area to do a traditional healing garden with sunny plants that's connected right to the building. So not only can you come out and experience the healing garden in close proximity to the treatment center, but you can also see it from inside as well. We're very excited about that. And then as we move a little bit off here to the north, we have the shady part of the garden, and that's really where I think we get so lucky that we can have both sunny and shady. And in the shady portion, we're preserving the specimen trees. You're getting an experience of a healing garden in the woods, and that goes out to some overlooks that go over and view the valley as well, and all connects back into the sunny garden. And the healing garden itself is all fully and completely accessible. So you can experience all portions of the sunny garden, the shady garden. You can be in the woods, fully accessible. If you are a little more up for a challenge, the upper trail is there for you. And if you're really able to take the full tour, then you get the whole experience all the way around.
We appreciate everything you've done here, that you showed your interest coming here. And if you haven't gone through the Reiman Center at this point, please do so. We have Marguerite, and we have a volunteer in the Reiman Cancer Center. So thank you very much.